In the heart of Vallagarina in Trentino lies Nomi, a small village with deep farming roots, where the Grigoletti family live and work on the land with the same care and love as handed down by generations of family tradition. The passion and the dedication of the noble art of those that work the land in producing wines that evoke a sense of historical continuity was born with great-grandparents Federico and Chiara, and passed on to grandparents Ampelio and Rosaria, and then in turn to today's generation of winemakers, Bruno, Aida, Carmelo and Marica. Each sip of wine is the product of our daily work in the vineyards and the wine cellar. A fusion of the traditions of the past with modern technology, in the making of our top quality wines. Our work in the vineyards starts during the cold days of winter, when each vine must be pruned in order to reduce the length of the shoots with the selection of the best buds. This is a fundamental step which determines the quality of the yield of the plant. The planting of the bulbs is preceded by the careful selection of land, made on the basis of certain characteristics. The white grape is best suited to the rich in limestone terrain of the hillside, whilst the red grape flourishes on the red plains, rich in clay, calcium and basalt. During the first days of spring, sap begins to flow through the shoots. This is the weeping period, which signals the return to life of the roots, which regain water and minerals lost during the winter months. And so the first buds are born, the first tender leaves, and the new shoots with the first clusters of grapes. During summer, our work is on the land, thinning out the vines to select the best bunches of grapes, cutting about half of them back to ground level, leaving only those that will reach optimum maturity with the high concentrations of natural sugars. The temperature range from day to night in the period leading up to the harvest plays an essential role above all for the white grape, favouring the concentration of the bouquet and the aromas. The arrival of the harvest marks a magical moment born out of the work, the sacrifices, and the worries of the entire season. Our main criteria is to guarantee quality of the grape, harvesting them at just the right moment of maturity, by carefully hand-picking them into small grates, so as not to ruin the fruit and to therefore obtain the best from their juices. The disposal of the stalks, the gentle pressing, and the following fermentation in temperature-controlled stainless steel casks transforms the must into wine by applying the best techniques of vinification in white, rosé, and red. Just as in the old days, the wine cellar is filled with the delicate perfumes of white wines and the robust and austere aroma of reds, continuing the ancient family tradition of creating wines of the finest quality. And so, just as during the course of the seasons the vines bud, grow, and the fruit slowly matures, the wine rests in the cellar, following a meticulously controlled maturation process, and once unlocked embraces us with its fragrance and personality. After scrupulous filtering, using a completely natural system which retains all of the wine's special characteristics, it is then bottled with the guarantee of being a genuine vintage wine. Each and every bottle a unique nectar, the product of hard work and effort, but like a child, a source of immense joy. From the traditional classic method, Spumante Grigoletti is born, refined and elegant, ideal for special occasions. Fruity and with a scent of Trentino apples, traditional Chardonnay perfect as an aperitif or with delicately tasting food. With a delicate bouquet yet fullness of flavour, Pinot Grigio is the ideal for white meats. Vines cultivated in a natural amphitheatre with a unique mild climate, and followed by a numerous pruning, comes Chardonnay Selezione l'Opera. Elegant and enticing, it is an ideal accompaniment to fish-based dishes. Retico, slowly aged in wooden barrels, is a white wine with an intense bouquet of vanilla and exotic fruits. Goes excellently with cheese. Sweet, warm and inviting, San Martino, which is harvested late in the season in November, fills your senses when accompanying sweet pastries, cheese or honey. Schiava is a light, delicate rosé, which lends itself excellently to many types of dishes. Mentioned by Mozart in his opera Don Giovanni, Marzemino is the most typical red wine of Valgarena. Elegant and fragrant, it goes well with cured meats and Trentino Grana cheese. After a 6-month aging in large oak barrels, the traditional Merlot Carastel is born. A well-rounded and full-flavoured wine, ideal with red meats and strong cheeses. Born from our best land, and after a severe thinning of the grape clusters, comes Merlot Selezione Antica Vigne di Nomi, which after a 12-month aging in oak barrels and 12 months in the bottle, it becomes a red wine of a rare vintage. Cabernet is a wine of formidable structure, with a spicy bouquet deriving from the many months maturing in barrels. It is served with red meats and game. Dedicated to the toil and passion of the land, Gonzalier, a combination of Merlot and Cabernet, matured for 2 years in barrels and a further 2 years in the bottle, is ideal with game and for special moments with old friends.